Students, we have completed the practice set 8.1, in which we have studied the different constructions of quadrilateral. Now we are going to learn about the different types of quadrilateral. So today we are not going to do any constructions. Practice set 8.2 we'll do in the next part. So this is the fourth part of our lesson of quadrilaterals. So we'll see the types of quadrilaterals. Now there are, as you can see, I have written here types of quadrilaterals. There are 6 types of quadrilaterals which we have to study. The first one is square, rectangle, rhombus, parallelogram, trapezium, and kite. These are the six types of quadrilaterals, and you have to study the properties of each type of quadrilateral. Okay, some properties are common to all quadrilaterals, and some properties are different which make them a separate quadrilateral. Now let us start with the basic quadrilateral, that is square, which we all of us know since many years. So what is a square? How can we define a square? If all sides and all angles of a quadrilateral are congruent. What do you mean by congruent? They are of equal measure. If it is an angle, it is of equal degrees measure. If it is a side, it is of equal centimeters or inches measure. So congruent means it is equal. So when all the sides and all the angles, now all the quadrilaterals, as I have explained, what is a quadrilateral? It is a closed four-sided figure. It has 4 angles and 4 sides. So that is common to all the quadrilaterals. What is common? It has 4 sides. Quadri means 4 and lateral means side. So it has 4 sides and 4 angles. That is common to all. Now if all the sides, that is all the 4 sides and all the 4 angles are congruent, then it is called a square. Now here I have drawn a square with the help of a scale. Each side is 4 centimeter, then each angle also is congruent, and it is 90 degrees. Square, all the 4 angles will be of 90 degrees each. Now this is ABCD. This sign is used for showing a quadrilateral. It is not for square. It is, this sign means it is a quadrilateral. It is a 4-sided figure. It can be any of the 6 types of quadrilateral. For all the quadrilaterals, the sign is same. So quadrilateral, how do we read this? Quadrilateral ABCD is a square. Now what are the properties of a square which makes it different from all the other quadrilaterals? So properties are, diagonals are congruent. Now this is a diagonal. There are 2 diagonals. All the quadrilaterals will have 2 diagonals. So this is one diagonal AC and the other diagonal is BD. The diagonals of the quadrilateral are congruent, that is DB is equal to AC. If we measure, they will both be equal. Then they bisect each other. Bisect means they divide into equal parts. Bisection. Bisect means to divide something in equal parts. So this diagonal AC divides this diagonal DB into 2 parts. Both the parts are equal. Same way this also. Both the diagonals divide each other into equal parts. So we can mark it this way. I can mark it that this and this is equal because bisect. Same way this part and this part is also equal because they bisect each other, and they bisect the opposite angles also. So this diagonal bisects this angle as well as this angle, equal part. So when this angle is 90, so when I draw the diagonal, each angle will be of 45 45. Same way here also 45 45, this also. So they bisect the sides also, that is they bisect each other also, the diagonals, and they bisect the opposite angles also, and they are perpendicular to each other. Who are perpendicular? The diagonals. They are perpendicular. See, when they cut each other, they cut each other at a right angle, here also and here also. So the diagonals are perpendicular. So these properties you have to remember, because whenever they ask you the properties and how you differentiate between the quadrilaterals, these properties will come into use. So we studied about the square. So what is a square? It all sides and all angles are the quadrilateral are congruent. It is called a square. And what are the properties of the square? the diagonals are congruent, they bisect each other and the opposite angles also, and they are perpendicular to each other. These are the properties of square. Now let us go to the next quadrilateral. Let us go to the next quadrilateral, which is a rectangle. Now in a rectangle, what is the property of a rectangle? If all angles of a quadrilateral are right angles and the opposite sides are congruent. So in a rectangle, all the angles are right angle and the opposite sides are congruent. So what is the difference between a rectangle and a square? A rectangle has all the angles of the quadrilateral right angles like a square, but in a square we had all the four sides equal length, but here we have opposite sides of equal length. Okay, when we study further we will come to know that a square can be a rectangle, a square can be a rhombus, a square can be a parallelogram, a square can be a trapezium, and a square can be a kite. So square can be all the types of quadrilateral, but a rectangle cannot be a square. Why? Because rectangle has opposite sides congruent. This cannot be a square. We cannot call this a square. But the square, it can be a rectangle also. Why? It fulfills the properties of rectangle. What are the properties of rectangle we saw? What are the properties of rectangle? Or how do we define a rectangle? If all angles of quadrilateral are right angles and opposite sides are congruent, it is called a rectangle. So in a square, all angles are right angle and opposite sides are congruent. So this can also be a rectangle. So square can be a rectangle, but all rectangles will not be a square. Remember that. Now this, I have drawn a rectangle PQRS. PQRS here. This sign I have used, PQ quadrilateral. You read it as quadrilateral. PQRS is a rectangle. Now what are the properties? Diagonals are congruent. Again, like the square, the diagonals, that is PR, is congruent to QS, and they bisect each other. They also bisect each other, divide each other into equal parts like a square. Now next quadrilateral is a rhombus. Now what is a property? How do we define a rhombus? If all sides are of equal length, it is called a rhombus. Now can a rectangle be a rhombus? It cannot, because rectangle doesn't have all sides of equal length. But can a square be a rhombus? What is the property of a square? All sides are and all angles are congruent. It is called a square. So here all angles are not congruent. Okay, all the sides are congruent. So if all the sides of a equal length, it is called a rhombus. So all the sides are of equal length, so we can call this as a rhombus. A square can also be a rhombus, because in a square also all the sides are of equal length, so it can be a rhombus. But can a rhombus be a square? Not necessary, because angles are not congruent. In a rhombus, all the angles are not congruent to each other, but sides are congruent. So a rhombus cannot be a square, but a square can be a rhombus. Now quadrilateral MNOP is a rhombus. Now properties of rhombus: opposite angles are congruent. Now see here, the opposite angles. This angle O is opposite to angle M, so they are congruent. Same way angle P is congruent to angle N, so the opposite angles are congruent. Diagonals bisect each other and opposite angles also. So like a square, the diagonals here bisect each other and they bisect the opposite angles, and diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So diagonals are perpendicular to each other in a rhombus as well as a square. Here diagonals are not perpendicular to each other. They don't intersect, they don't bisect each other. They bisect each other but not at right angles. Okay, this angle is not 90, whereas in a square and rhombus they bisect each other and make an angle of 90. So that is the difference. So these differences you have to understand and keep in mind. You have to remember them. Okay, next quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Now what is a parallelogram? A quadrilateral having opposite sides parallel. This is the sign for parallel, that's why I have written it into bracket. This sign of 11, like it is a 11, slightly tilted 11. So opposite sides are what? They are parallel to each other. That is, the distance between these two sides is same everywhere. Same way the distance between these two sides is same everywhere. So this is known as a parallelogram. Quadrilateral EFGH is a parallelogram. Now let us see the properties of a parallelogram. Opposite angles are congruent. Now here also the opposite angles of a parallelogram are congruent. We have to mark. See, congruent angles, all angles I don't mark by this sign. These are the opposite angles, so I mark the same sign. Here I mark two lines. Why? Because I want to show them as congruent. So opposite angles are congruent, opposite sides are congruent. This I have marked. See, now single line I have marked because they are opposite sides, they are congruent. Here I have marked with two lines to show that they are congruent. And diagonals bisect each other. Diagonals also bisect each other, that is they divide each other into equal parts. So I have marked with the same colored pen that they divide each other. So this is a property of a parallelogram. Next is a trapezium. If only one pair of opposite sides is parallel, see, there are two pairs of opposite sides. This is one pair of opposite sides and this is another pair of opposite sides. Opposite sides, you know, one pair means in a pair there are two sides. So this is one pair and this is the other pair. Now in a trapezium, what is the condition? That one pair of opposite sides is parallel to each other. Parallel means the distance between these sides will remain same even if we extend the sides. But now here you can see between these two sides the distance does not remain same. If I extend the sides, they will go and meet somewhere. So these are not parallel to each other, whereas IJ and LK, they are parallel to each other. Even if I extend this IJ till here or I extend this LK till here, they will not meet each other. But IL and JK, if I extend it this way, if I take it this way and this side I extend, they will meet somewhere. So they are not parallel. So opposite sides are parallel. One pair of opposite sides are parallel. Quadrilateral IJKL is a trapezium. Now properties, two pair of adjacent angles are supplementary. What do you mean by supplementary? I hope you must have learned in 7th standard, 6th standard, complementary angles, supplementary angles. So whenever the measure or the total or sum of two angles is 90 degrees, it is known as, they are known as complement of each other. When the sum or total of two angles is 180 degrees, they are known as supplements of each other. So here what happens in a trapezium? Two pairs of adjacent angles. What is adjacent angles? Now this are adjacent to each other. These are also adjacent to each other. But these two are not adjacent to each other. They are opposite to each other. So adjacent angle is which has a common side between them. So angle I and angle L have this common side IL. Angle L and angle K have this common side LK. Angle K and angle J have common side KJ. But L and J, do they have any common side between them? They don't have. They can have a diagonal, but diagonal is not a side. So angles who have a common side between them are known as adjacent angles. So in a trapezium, two pair of adjacent angles are supplementary, means the total of the angles which are adjacent to each other is 180. Now that happens, if you remember, we had learned in parallel lines the interior angles on same side of transversal. Now see, these are two parallel sides. If we consider this as a transversal, that's why I always tell you, don't forget maths which is taught in the first lesson or second lesson. Now we learnt about parallel lines. In that we learnt about the angles on the same side of transversal. They are supplementary or the total is 180. So that property is used over here. Now these are the two parallel segments. This is a transversal. So angle I and angle N, I and L, the total will be 180. Same way, if we consider this as a transversal, JK as a transversal, then angle J and angle K total will be 180. Supplementary means total is 180. So I have shown here a measure of angle I plus measure of angle L, this is equal to 180 degrees. Measure of angle J plus measure of angle K is equal to 180 degrees. So the total of these adjacent. Now I will show this each angles in by a separate. I will show here one line, here two lines, here I will show this way, and here I will show three lines. Why I am showing it? Because each angle is of different measure, they are not of same measure. Okay, so I will not show it by the same signs, but I hope you have understood why these two angles total is 180. Because this is a parallel, these two are parallel to each other, this acts as a transversal, and the total of inside the inner, that is the interior angles, is 180. Same way here also the total of these two angles is 180. So this is the fifth quadrilateral, and the last quadrilateral which we are going to study now is the kite, which all of you fly, isn't it? You like to fly kites. So that is also if you have noticed the kites which you fly, okay, it is little bit this shape. So what is, how do we define a kite? If one diagonal is perpendicular bisector of other, the quadrilateral is a kite. Now this diagonal, now this is, we are not concerned with the sides of a kite, the diagonals, that is the stick which is there in the kite, you tie two sticks in this way. Okay, so when you tie the two sticks, one stick, which is this stick, longer or shorter, which one? Now here this stick is bisecting this one, that is dividing it into two equal parts. So one diagonal is perpendicular bisector, it cuts at 90 degrees, this is a 90 degree, and it also divides this into equal parts, then it is a kite. Quadrilateral UVWX is a kite. Now properties of a kite: two pair of adjacent sides are congruent. Adjacent sides, these are the adjacent sides, these are the adjacent sides, so they are congruent. So VU is congruent to VW, XU is congruent to XW. The adjacent sides, as I told you, adjacent sides have a common vertex. This part, vertex, no? Vertex, this is known as vertex. So adjacent sides have a common vertex. These are also adjacent sides, these are also adjacent sides, but what is given? Two pair of, so this is one pair and this is the other pair, they are congruent. And one pair of opposite angles is congruent. So this opposite angle, see here, this angle, angle U and angle W are congruent. Okay, so these are the 6 types of quadrilateral which we have studied. I will send this PDF also of the properties and the definitions, which you will write in your notebook and draw the diagrams properly, and next part will be done in the next video.